This is an overview, a general overview of the MODX content management system. It's a system that we use pretty much exclusively for all of our websites. We use it for a number of reasons, and I'll talk about that throughout this overview. It's by no means this is by no means a exhaustive overview of the system. That would just take a long time. It's just a general overview to show you how flexible it is for us to design and build a website with a lot of functionality. Pretty much anything you can think of, we can build it in MODX, as well as how easy it is to manage content and share content within the MODX Manager. So right now we're looking at the MODX Manager login, and I'll just show you our demo site here. It's a pretty simple 2-column website. It's got hardly any design to it at all, but that's okay. This is just for the purpose of showing you how the website actually works and functions and how the manager interacts with it. We have lots and lots of fantastic looking designs that you can check out on our portfolio page at bridgecourt.com, and there really is no end to the possibilities for a design using MODX content management system. So I'm going to log in here to the back end, and you'll see that it's a pretty simple layout, which is really nice and easy to use. We've got some menus across the top, and we've got really the core of all of our files and pages, and all of the elements that make up the website are found in this left column box here, and there's some tabs that have different uses. And then we have this general area here in the middle, which gives some info, and also this is the area that will be used to manage the content and build the site. So we have our menu structure, we have our core files, and we have our content area here on the right. Now, depending on the level of access, one of the nice things about MODX is that it has a very customizable user control or an access control list, which means we can hide tabs, we can hide pages, we can hide any of these tabs here, we can isolate pages for a user group, we can set up a really robust user system and allow logins that will limit or isolate different areas of the manager, and that's really powerful when it comes to different divisions or departments managing their own content, and it's really flexible. So you can have full administrator access, is what you see here, which shows everything, or you can limit it. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of how MODX puts together a website, and this is all done through the Elements tab. So a website is built up with a number of different components. Now, to make things simple, if I look at my site here, I have a 2-column layout. So when I'm building a website, and if I was to use this particular design, I would build first of all a template. Now, a MODX template, and here's our template section right here, is basically just a layout for my page. I can have as many templates as I want, and I can have templates that have different uses. For example, I might have a template that has 2 columns like this, or a template that just has 1 column that goes all the way across. I might have a template that has one design for one department, and a template that has another design for a different department. I can have a template that has built-in photo galleries that's easy to use, and so templates are just simply layouts that are used to display content in different ways. And again, a website can have multiple templates. So that's the first starting point of how we build a website. Now, if I was to actually go and take a look at this particular template, so this is my demo template, you will see that basically it contains all of the HTML code that I need to make up a web page. And then what I do is I plug in different tags, and I can create multiple tags. For example, here's a content area, so all of the content goes here. Here's a title, here's a gallery, and so on. So I built some things in here. Here's a Wayfinder is for the menu. So I build my web page with a template, and then each page that I assign, so for example all of these pages here are assigned to my demo template. They now build these pages on the fly, and you can see here that I've got titles, and here's content, and so on. And so I build my pages based on what my template tells the web page to do. One of the great advantages of templates is something called template variables, and this is where we really get into some powerful functionality. Inside each template, I can create a template variable that changes on a per page basis. So what that means, if I look at my site right here, is that this particular section, the sidebar title, is made up of two template variables, a title and a sidebar content area. On every single page, if I scroll through it, you can see that it changes. So I can build any number of sections, if you will, of a web page using template variables, and they don't have to be just text. I can have images, I can have like a calendar, I can have links, I can have text that is just simply straight text, or text that can be formatted using an editor. So there's an unlimited number really of possibilities that we can put together as we build a website with these template variables. It's very, very powerful. In fact, it's one of the main reasons that we've chosen MODX as our content management system, because of the power and flexibility that it gives. And I'll go into these template variables in just a minute, but that's a basic overview of what the template variables do. So we start with the template, we put in the code, then we add to it these template variables, and we can go even further and we can add special chunks of code, and this is really just HTML code that we can plug in. So these are like extras that we can add to a website to give it more functionality. Then we go one step further and we have snippets, which is programming PHP code, and we can actually build mini applications or mini code functionality and plug it right into, again, to the template. Everything goes into the template. And then finally we can actually build custom plugins which interact with the website and take it to a whole new level. So that's, I know it's very quick, but that's a brief overview of how we actually build a site to make it function. We start with a template, we add template variables, chunks, snippets, and plugins to build as much functionality as we need. Okay, so let's actually take a look at the website and how it works, and these different components will become a lot more easier to understand as you actually see them in action. So in my resources tab, I have basically the resources tab holds all the pages of the website. So you can see that I've got home, our current programs, audio, which is grayed out, who we are, events, contact, Google Map is grayed out, slideshow, and page not found. If I look back at my actual site, you'll see here that this corresponds to my menu, and audio is not showing and Google Map is not showing. They're grayed out, so we'll get to that in just a minute. But these are my pages. Now if I want to move pages around, and this just shows you how easy it is to use the system, I just simply drag and drop. So I don't want who we are in this spot anymore. I want it behind the events page or after it. I hold my mouse down on who we are, I drag it down, and you can see this long gray dotted line up here. I let go, and all of a sudden it's now behind it, and when I refresh my page, okay, we've just put who we are and we're going to put it behind latest events. When I refresh, it automatically moves. Moving pages around in MODX is absolutely so simple. I can also create levels very easily. Now this particular demo site does not have drop downs, but if my design or my template allowed for drop down menus, I could create levels of pages, and again, it's so simple. I just simply grab the one I want, and instead of waiting for the long gray dotted line, I hover over the page I want to put it inside, so in this case who we are, and you'll notice that the little green plus sign shows up. I let go, and now I've just instantly created a level, a hierarchy of menu for my website. So now if I refresh, my events page will disappear. Okay, it's now under who we are, and again, if I was doing this on a live site, then I would have a drop down here that said who we are. So that's how easy it is. Now if I decide I don't want that anymore, I change my mind, I simply grab it, pull it up, go for the dotted line, let go, and it's back to normal again. I can refresh this tree and you can see that it's back to the way it was before. So moving pages around, so simple in MODX. Let's talk about hiding pages, and actually let's talk about getting into what the pages look like when we work on them. So I'm going to click on audio, because this is not a page that we've seen on the home page, and this is what you will see when you click on a page. These are all the settings for the page, and the content itself is down below in this nice editor. But let's take a look at this for a second. Here's the template. Again, I can assign any page I want to any number of templates that I've built. So I might have 1 column, 2 column, page with photo gallery, page with calendar, whatever templates I built, I can choose it for a page. A page is either published or not, so it's either accessible online, or just say you're just working on a page and you don't want to make it live yet, you just keep it unpublished. It has a title, a long title, description. We'll get into those in a second, but I want to go down here and show this checkbox, hide from menus. So I can hide the page from the menu by checking this box. If I uncheck it, okay, and I save, now when I go to refresh, my audio page has now appeared. So it's really easy to create pages, and this is great and useful for landing pages. So you want to promote something, you can create landing pages. It also, often in a website, there's a lot of content pages that you need to have displayed and linked to, but you don't necessarily want every page in the menu. So hiding pages is really easy, and it's a useful thing inside MODX. Okay, so let's look at the rest of the settings here. The title is pretty simple. That's the title of the page. It's the title tag, if you're familiar with that, for search engine optimization. And it would be this right here at the top of the browser. So that's the title of the web page. It's also what you'll find in this resource tree here. The long title is what we put inside the content area. So that would be this right here. Again, we wrap it around H1 tags. It's very important for SEO. And we can change that. So just to show you how that looks, I'm going to refresh. Okay, so this is, again, depending on the design, we can put the long title anywhere we want inside the template. We don't even necessarily have to have one. So if for some reason on a page you don't want one, you can just wipe it out and refresh, and it disappears. The description is usually used internally, but it can be used anywhere within the site. So for example, you might have a tagline for a page that you want to come up under the main title. You can certainly put that in there for that page, and we could, in the template, we would put the description right underneath. So there's lots of uses for that. The resource alias, which is right here, that is the URL of that particular page. So audio is my address for this particular page, and the system automatically puts in .html for you. Again, really powerful for search engine optimization. The title, long title, the resource alias, the menu title, which we'll get to in a second, and the content itself can be fully optimized for search engine optimization, along with meta tags, which we can put in as well. So MODX is really already built in with some SEO features right from the start. So that's really important as well, because we want our sites to be found on search engines. The link attributes we never use. The summary is something that we can put somewhere on the site if we need to, but it's not used that often. It's usually internal, so you might want to put a little note to your developer, your content editors. It might just be a reminder. The parent resource we don't use inside here because it's all drag and drop, so we pretty much don't show that. The menu title, now that is something that often can be used a lot. So let's just say that you have a page, if I could spell, if you have a page that's got a long title and you don't have space to fit it in the menu, you can change it right here, and you'll notice when I refresh, oh, I gotta unhide it. See, there we go. Unhide it from the menus. Now it'll come up. So audio menu title. So again, another SEO. I can have all of these things matching my keywords, and it's really powerful SEO. Or again, I can shorten it. Now if I take it out and there's no SEO here, then it automatically pulls from the title tag. So I don't need to have this one in here, but if I want to change it, then I will. The menu index, again, we don't use because the drag and drop feature, but that you can control it from here as well. And we've already gone through published. Now there's another tab here called page settings. This is more advanced. Most of the time your content managers won't need to use these settings, but they are available under certain circumstances if we find a need for them. The one that we do show most of the time is the published on and published unpublished date. That means you can set a page to come onto the website at a certain time and to come off the website at a certain time, and that's really great for timed events. So say you have an event running and you've got a page that talks about that event, but it's only for a period of time, then you can have the page automatically come on, say at midnight, and automatically come off the website when that event is over. So that's used quite a bit for any event or timed content that has a time limit to it. The rest of these pretty much are not shown to the content editors. They're useful mostly for administrators. Now here's our template variable section. This is where you would actually find the unique elements for a single page. So I'm going to concentrate on the sidebar content. So here we have, if I go back to my audio page, right now there is no sidebar content in here. There's just a green bar. But I want to put some in. So here I have my sidebar title and my actual sidebar content. So I'm just going to put in here audio sidebar title. Okay, save it, refresh, and now my audio sidebar has gone up above my little green box. Now I'm going to put some content in here, and again you can see that this is a full editor. So let's just go ahead and this is the content for the audio page sidebar. Save it, and I'll refresh, and there we go. It's appeared on the right. So template variables, again, easy to use. You know, they're just simple text boxes or content boxes. Here's a template variable or a set of template variables that manages a slideshow. Here's a template variable that manages a photo gallery. So there's lots of things that we can do with template variables, and I think you get the point of how they work. Now here's the actual content of the page, and if we take a look at it, you can see, and I've just done this for some examples, we've got all kinds of editing ability inside the content area, and it's really easy to use. It's very similar to Microsoft Office. You've got bold, italic, underline, strike through, subscript, superscript, and you can see those in action right there: underline, strike through, bold, italics. We've also got bullets, okay, which you can see there, and we've got numbered lists, so you can have, instead of bullets, you can have numbers. We've got indent, outdent, which pushes the content. Okay, so there's a numbered list. You've got left justify, center, right justify, full justify. Okay, so you've got all the same options that you're used to using. We can also create different styles, and we often do this. So you might have a blue header style. You might have different colors: green, blue, different sizes, large, medium, small. You've got all kinds of options for editing the styles. You can also change the actual content or format, sorry, of text by clicking this little double A icon. And here you've got all kinds of options for fonts. You got different options, and we can install more. You can change the size of the text by different parameters. You can change the color. You've got all kinds of color options there. You can change the weight of it. Is it bold? How thick is it? Is it uppercase, lowercase, sentence case? You can change the background of a piece of text. There's all kinds of options in here. We won't get into all of them. You can put borders around them. You can apply these, and you can really learn to make some very interesting looking web pages and content. There's also these options to paste from Word, Microsoft Word, or paste from plain text. You always want to use one of these when you're pasting from Word, because Microsoft Word adds hidden code when you paste from Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint or any of those, and you try to paste it into a web page. There's actually a lot of hidden code, and that hidden code usually messes up the website, so it doesn't look the way you think. And so we always paste Microsoft Office content into the web content by using one of these two options. Now we can also add images, and there's lots of options here. I won't go into them all, other than to say I'll just add a quick one here. You click on this little insert edit image button, and I need to put my cursor at the beginning of the paragraph that I want to add the image to. So I'm going to click this, and it comes up with some options. If I have an image that's sitting on another website, I can just paste in the URL, or I can go to my server. So these are files that are sitting on the server, and I go to navigate to where my content is. So and I've got a content folder, and I've got images, and I've already uploaded a few of these images. If I wanted to upload more from my computer to the server, I just simply click this little upload files button, and then I add, and then I can click and upload any number of photos. I can upload video, I can upload audio, I can upload photos. Now in this particular case, I want to upload photos because I'm inserting a photo. So then I just choose the one I want, and I click insert. Now you're going to see that this is going to be really big. Okay, it takes up the whole size. So I want to resize it. So I click on it, I right click, and I choose insert edit image. Okay, so I'm going to edit it this time. I'm going to go to the appearance tab, and it's 768 by 768. That's way too big. I'm going to put it down to 250. I hit the tab key, and it automatically changes the exact proportion that I want. So now when I hit update, there it is. Now it's a lot smaller. Now you'll notice that the text is snug to it. It's down at the bottom. I want to give it some space, and I want the text to flow around. So again, I right click and do insert edit image and go back to the appearance tab, and now this time I'm going to set the alignment to left, and you can see the little picture changes here to show you what it's going to look like. I'm going to give it some space. Okay, so I want to give it some horizontal space, which will put it to the right and the left. Okay, and you can see that it pushes out, gives it some nice space, and I'll put a little space at the top and the bottom. I could also give it a border if I want. Hit update, okay, and there I've flowed the text around the outside. Now let's go take a look at it and see what it looks like. Refresh, and there it is, a nice image with a nice little border, some space, and the text wrapped around it. So it's quite easy to add images to the website. We can also create links to other pages or to other websites. So if I want to take this text and I want to create a link, very simply I just click on the little chain icon, and here I can plug in my my website, and I can choose it to open in this window, open in a new window, which is usually a great idea when you're linking to an external page. So if I click that, now it's going to link to bridgecourt.com. Let's take a look. Okay, and it opens up, and there it is, bridgecourt.com. I can also link internally to another page inside my website, and it's so easy to do. I just highlight the text, click the little insert edit link, the chain, and where it says search here, I just start typing. I want to give it a link to the Who We Are page. So if you look over here, Who We Are page, I can just start typing who, and it will automatically search for the pages within my website and give me whatever options are based on what I'm typing. I just simply click on it, and it automatically puts in the appropriate code. That's all I have to do. Hit insert, and it's going to add it to it. So now when I refresh, there it is, goes to the Who We Are page. So that's inserting links. Very simple. There's more to it than that, but that's very simply how you do that. You can add video. Okay, so there you can embed video right into the web page. So let's actually go to a page that has a little more space, like the Who We Are page or the events page. Okay, so I want to embed a video here, and I click on the little insert, edit, embed video. I choose the type of video that I want, that I've uploaded, and I have to know the size ahead of time. So you put in the dimensions here, and then I click on, well, you can embed it from an address if you have it on a different server or a different website. Or again, you can browse to the what's called the MODX browser, which we've seen before. So I've got a video right here called Dunk Tank. There's lots of other options here that you can do. We won't get into all of those, but I'll just insert this and save it. And that's in the latest events page. And so here you can see, here's my video right here, and it's already set to pre-play, and it embeds it right in. And again, I can change the size if I want. Okay, change the size, and there it is, bigger. So there's lots of options for content. Now this isn't showing on here, we're doing some testing, but this would show up as a box with a little icon that shows that it's embedded video. You can clean up messy code. So if you've got code that isn't working properly, you can clean it up. We recommend that you remove formatting, which is a lot easier. So if you've got, say for example, this is bolded text and I want to get rid of the bold, I just simply click the little eraser type thing here, icon, and it removes the bold. And so for whatever you've got that you want to clean up, you can use that. Toggle editor means I can actually see the code. So if you're embedding something with other code, or you have some knowledge of code, and then you can always go in and see the code at any time. So that's an very quick overview of content and page content within MODX. Again, the power comes in template variables. Access permissions, again, if you were having different departments or different divisions, then administrator could set up pages that are specific only to those departments or divisions, and that's all they would see. So that's a real quick overview of the document settings. Okay, let's take a look at some of the, just very quickly and really at a high level, look at some of the other things that are built into MODX. Components are plugins that make things easier. So gallery is a perfect example, and this is our photo gallery plugin. And you can create any number of photo galleries and add them to pages. So for example, I've got a photo gallery here with some lightning shots in it that I took last year, and I've uploaded them here, and it's just really easy to manage. If I want to upload a new item, I simply browse on my computer, I give it a name. You can give it a description, which depending on if that's something you want to show in the photo gallery, the description will appear, so you can actually make comments about the photos. You can tag them, you can have them click to other pages or other websites. So there's a lot of functionality with this particular plugin. You can upload a whole folder of them or a zip file. It's quite easy to use. You can drag and drop them, move them around, and you know, pretty simple plugin. And then on the actual page, you can add it to a page. So components are sort of custom built little plugins or programs that extend the functionality, and we've written a number of custom components depending on what the client needs. We can pretty much write a component to do anything, whether it's a directory, a sales directory, or a map system, or referencing different areas of a website. I'm trying to think of the different things that we've done. We've built PDF builders and catalog builders and all kinds of things that you can do by building components. And so that's sort of a way that you can grow the website as you need it. Security, of course, is very important. This is where you set up users, access controls. You can have resource groups. So resource groups basically tell the system who gets access to these pages and to these resources. We can customize the backend, the manager here, by using form customization. You can import resources, and those would need to be tweaked depending on what type of content you had. You can view the error log. You can check out the system info. You can see exactly what every single user does, and what they're doing and when they're doing it. So there's an audit trail. If anything goes wrong, you can find out who was working on a certain page or the site. There's obviously the system settings. There's all kinds of stuff in here that help run the site. So that's the basic overview. I want to mention another thing that we use fairly often, and that is context. If I close this whole tree, you'll see that I have this little home icon or little house with the word web. MODX allows you to set up multiple contexts, and the web is the default context. What contexts allow you to do is have either sub-sites or actual full sites managed from the same MODX manager. So let me give an example. We use this for different languages. You can have an English context, a French context, Spanish, and so on. There are other ways to do multilingual websites, but that's one that's quite common, is to have a different context. Another thing that you can use it for is divisions or departments. So you might have a website that has a sales department, and they have their own set of pages. And the nice thing is you can share content between pages, between contexts. So if you have a page like Contact Us that all of the subsites or the contacts share, that you don't have to create a different Contact Us page for every context. You simply just share it among the contacts. So there's a lot of powerful functionality with context. I don't really have time to go into how it all works and the details of it, just enough to say that we can build multiple sites, sub-sites, department sites, language sites based around context. So that's a real powerful tool inside of MODX. So that's it for the MODX overview. So much more we could say, but that gives you a quick overview of how easy it is to manage content, how flexible the system is, and how the sky's the limit as far as what you want to do with your website.